The new sound for sports in the Bay Area is 95.7 The Game.
Assignments, and the best move on to tell you more about how that will happen tonight. Introduce you to my co-host tonight, John Franco.
Hey guys, so tonight we are inviting our audience, the listeners, to vote on our poll question at 957 The Game Facebook page. That question is, which of our final four best deserves to have their own show? Two of the contestants tonight. So instead it's crunch time, and two of our four will be sent home by the judges at the end of today's show. So that will determine the matchup for next week's final, where we will crown a winner, Guy, for Lucky Break 2.
Well, remember, tomorrow we will announce at 5:30 who our celebrity guest judge for the finale will be. The finale Thursday, April 4th. We remind you that during the show you can tweet us at 957 The Game, and the best tweets make it on the air.
I mean, the league doesn't like the Raiders. It's pretty obvious. I mean, let's face it. On the fly, they created a rule out of thin air to literally screw the Raiders out of a Super Bowl berth. The tuck rule. And then a couple of days ago, we abolished that same rule, and everyone's joking and laughing about it. The Raiders simply aren't a league-friendly team. Also, when interviewing past players, when they talk about the Raiders, they always talk about the poor attitude, the somber feeling in the locker room. You won't see a bigger smile on somebody's face other than when they're getting traded and released from the Raiders, believe me. I mean, nobody...
Overall, great start of the night. I laughed when I heard the Vintage in a slam dunk contest. Very funny line. I thought you hit all the points that we asked you to hit. There were a couple times there where you could tell you were getting a little nervous or you were losing your place. But overall, it was really good. The pitch to the cup was well done. Great focus with the cards for kids and the heckler in the crowd. You never stopped. Great job.
And the time is yours.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to Arthur Ballesteros, King Marty B. Coming up in 10 minutes, we've got Dwight Howard calling in. I don't know if we're going to really be able to understand what that fat lift that was given to him by Mr. David Lee's elbow, but we're going to try our best. But coming up right now, we're going to be talking about your 2013 Oakland Athletics. A huge story in the Bay Area last year. A team that came out of nowhere to win 94 games and upset the Texas Rangers. We got Bob Melvin. We got a little cut. We want to hear from him about what he thinks about 2012.
You take pride in that, that's for sure. You want to carry that forward, but you also understand that this is a new year and you have to let that go. But once you do let it go, you have to reflect and say, what made us good? What made us able to win the West?
Well, you know what made you able to win the West? Was that you had a plethora of players who were able to step up all over the place. This is a team that, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but they are dependent on platoons. And I'm going to tell you why platoons are so important. There was an interesting article that you think about how Arthur did.
I remember we did this last year, and it's a pretty dirty trick because what happens is you're given a specific thing, and then if you don't follow it, you get in trouble. But then when Harbaugh news breaks, you got to make a determination. JB's right. What you would have done is you would have stayed with the Harbaugh thing because it's a bigger story. But I see where you would stay with the A's. In terms of what the A's go, you're really comfortable. I'm a big fan of yours. What I would say, though, is you got to hook that listener quick. And you gave us a lot of information, but as a listener, what I have to do is I have to digest it. So I want to start pitching. You got to give me the biggest things in the A's. The biggest selling point for the A's, the most interesting thing is the pitching. That's what I want to know. And second, those are the two biggest stories of the A's, and that's where you got to start.
That's not the biggest news tonight for the Warriors Navy League. The All-Star. All right, time for these four contestants to go again. And here's what's coming up for them. A 6-minute segment now. They will host a 6-minute segment. They have a topic, but they were given this topic just a few hours ago, so they've had less time to prepare for this topic. Their assignment for this segment in this hour is to drive the topic, incorporate things into the conversation. At 3 minutes into their 6 minutes, they'll have someone join the conversation to debate them. They don't know who that person will be. First up is Matthew.
Actually, we got a guest coming up here, and happens to be David Lee himself. So he's putting on a show here at Pedro's Cantina, but we'll let him sit down and we'll get with him here. What's going on, David?
Whoa. I'm on the way to the game right now, right? And I hear this guy on the radio, and he's talking about me. I sure hope, buddy, you're willing to come to the locker room and say that same stuff.
What's going to happen in the locker room?
I don't know yet, but hey, by the way, I've seen that quarterback from San Jose State. The guy has no legs, man. I'm telling you. If he gets flushed out of the pocket, he's gonna have nowhere to go.
Peyton Manning has no legs. But let's stay on topic, okay? All right. So and you're not going to punk me like Ron Artest punked you last night when he rubbed your head like a little kid, okay? Let me tell you this right now. No offense, David. You're a 20-10 guy, but this game is played above the rim nowadays, and you just don't play above the rim. Your dunk contest in high school, one of my favorite dunk contests of all time. I thought James White was the best dunker of all time, and you beat him with the taking off the jersey dunk. That was incredible. But you just don't play above the rim for me, and that's why I got to go with Josh Smith.
Hey, let me tell you something.
I thought he did a great job. I thought that he stayed on topic very well when I went up there. And that's one of the most difficult things to do is and believe it or not, this happens quite a bit in the locker room. You'll have a columnist that'll write something or a radio guy that'll say something, and they show up in the locker room, and it maybe not as crazy as I just made it sound, but people will definitely give these guys a bad look and question what they said. So I thought you did a great job staying on topic, and I'll tell you what, I would trade myself for Josh Smith. No, I'm kidding, but I did a great job. So,
we are now joined in studio by 95.7 Game Zone, Chris Townsend. Townie, how you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I think we're doing great. I mean, I think this is what a twist this is. The only guy left standing on your team, and you're going to try and make me look bad? What's going on here?
Wonderful points, by the way. You've made some great points, but I think, when you start talking about the pitching, you're acting like everybody's going to regress. Why aren't we looking at the other part of the division? Everybody's picking the Angels to be the best team. Why do I look at their 5 and I say, okay, their 5, I mean, tell me why the Angels 5 is going to be better than the Angels 5. I mean, baseball is one on the bump. It's about keeping teams from scoring runs versus scoring runs. That is the key. Tell me why the Angels are going to be better.
Overall, it was much better than what you did earlier. I thought this was much better. I think the knowledge base is your strength. The only thing, and I've told you this a few times, the entertainment factor has got to come off. I mean, you're having a spirited conversation here. You gotta, and Townie's not going to go at you in a negative way because he's coaching you, but he's going to make some good points to counter you. And you got to have fun with it, because sometimes up there, while all that information is great, it doesn't mean a lot if people aren't having a good time listening to it.
John Lyon? All right, JP, what's your judge's decision? All right, first of all, I think it was Dave who said a good body of work. All 4 of you should feel proud of what you've done the last 4 weeks. It's been excellent. Nick, appreciate the kind words about the professionals we deal with here. Just being in front of some celebrities, guys who play the game that we cover every day, like David Lee, and getting that feedback from these guys. David going up with Matthew and having some fun there. Shows that these guys can be human and give you some feedback to help you, obviously. This is the part of the show that I hate the most, because I hate to break 2 guys' dreams, but that's what we have to do. One thing that Chris Townsend said was dead on. He said, ultimately, we want to look for a radio. And I think that we have that in 2 guys tonight. First of all, from Team Tivoli, moving on to the finals. God forbid, you had 3 guys out of 4. I would guess you have 1 moving on. And the audience voted this way, and we feel the same. And the great thing about this, I actually put some pressure on John London and David Lee on this one, because usually it's me who's going to influence the thing. Tonight, I let them make it all, because I was conflicted on 2 guys.
Wow, you're trying to put this on us? He came over and told us what was going on.
Yeah, I knew this was tough. Honestly, this was a tough call. To Chris Townsend's point about a radio guy moving on, he's right. Unfortunately, it's not from his team. Congratulations, Matthew Bissett.
The new sound for sports in the Bay Area is 95.7 The Game.